If I say to you, I think the best thing in the world is to buy Terra Luna, you're going to go, sure, and buy some. You have no idea what that is or why you're doing it. But if you start with Bitcoin and Ethereum to say, let me just use the simple frame of reference, which will be wrong over time, but Bitcoin is the store of value. It's kind of gold with a call option on the future. And Ethereum is the platform for all of the applications to develop. So if I think of those two things, I'm kind of covering the entire space for the initial thing because so much is built on Ethereum. Once you've got that, you'll open your mind and then you're comfortable with, okay, I've got the base layer. Now what do I want to do from there?
Hello and welcome to Money Talks. In today's video, former hedge fund manager, ex-Goldman Sachs executive and cryptocurrency bull Raoul Pal shares his advice and insights for properly investing in cryptocurrencies so you can build your wealth as effectively as possible. Make sure to stick around till the end of this video where Raoul Pal reveals key reasons why you need to make smart crypto investment decisions and why it's unwise to retire on pension plan. So without wasting any time, let's dive right into the video.
So here's the dirty secret. The dirty secret is, we talked about this debt bubble, right? The world is 400% of GDP in debt, of which the US is half of it. The world has never been this indebted in history, and no country has been this indebted as a percentage of world GDP. What does that mean? It means if I raise interest rates, everything goes bust because nobody can pay the bill. That's what happened last year. Nobody could pay the bill. So what did the governments do? And the central bank will give you money to pay your bills. We will forbear your mortgages, i.e. you don't have to pay them for now. Any loans you've got, you don't have to pay them. Your rent, you don't have to pay it. And we're going to give you cash. And we're going to buy all of the corporate bonds, so none of them go bust. And the government bonds. And in some countries, they bought equities too. So what is that telling you? It's telling you that they cannot allow the end game, which would be the global collapse. So interest rates might go up a bit, but they can't go up a lot because the world system will simply collapse.
Raoul Pal has also expressed his frustration with the current state of the cryptocurrency community. Paul claims that crypto Twitter has devolved into angry people who are all screaming at anyone with different views. He insists that crypto investors should be nice to each other instead of waging a philosophical justice war.
So what we've got is this weird world where the moment economic weakness comes, and we just had the biggest recession in all recorded history, but it lasted 2 months in the United States. Why? Because the central bank threw everything at it because they're like, this cannot happen. And so the downside for equities is actually much less than it's ever been. So even if we fall 20% over the next 2 months, the central bank have this Pavlovian response is we cannot allow it to go lower because we can't allow it to destroy the economy. So we're going to print more money and make it look like stocks are going up. They're actually not. It's actually the value of fiat currency overall is falling. So I don't think the day of reckoning is coming. I think it's a slow day of reckoning where over time they devalue the currency and we just get poorer.
Macro guru Raoul Pal also says that the crypto market is nearing its bottom amid a downturn that's seen Bitcoin fall below $30,000. As the prices of crypto assets continue to plummet, the former Goldman Sachs executive explains why he thinks the market could be on the verge of recovery. Crypto is in full panic mode. All the monkeys are flinging poo at each other, or at me, on Twitter, and that is a sign of approaching the lows. March 2020 was very similar in the levels of fear, anger, vitriol, shock, and panic. June 2021 was less. Paul says that despite the fear, uncertainty, and doubt regarding crypto investment volatility and the reason why the market has the potential for massive gains.
Okay, so it depends what your financial situation is. Do you have a secure income? Number
yes,
one.
let's say you do.
So let's say you do. You got a good job. You got a place. You got a mortgage. You got a car. Everything's fine, right? You're just in the grind. That's most people.
Yeah.
So then you got to think, okay, what investments do I have? Do I have investments? What is my strategy for the future? Now, what you'll probably find is kind of if you're over the age of 40, you've built up some kind of investments, you've probably got some equities and you've got some bits and pieces, you might have some gold or whatever it is, right? So you look at that and think, okay, what is my future expected return? Well, most of those things kind of go up about 6% a year. So you realize that and inflation is running pretty hot. Central banks are kind of debasing by about 15% a year. You're kind of thinking, okay, fine, I'm kind of standing still, but I'm not going to make a fortune. Can you be a genius stock picker and make more money because you time the tech stocks right? Sure. But it's not easy. So then you think, okay, if I've got my portfolio in that stuff, if I were to add crypto into it, let's say 10%, then let's say Raoul's a total idiot and Spencer's completely got it wrong and this goes to zero. You lose 10% of your net worth while you are still making money in the other things you've got investments in and you've still got your earnings. Frankly, you don't care. But if I'm right and it goes up 100x, you've gone from 10% to 200%. You've doubled your entire savings. Every month, if you've got like X amount left of your salary every month, you put some of it into this every month, regardless. And what you're doing is allowing the market to do its ups and downs, and you're kind of indifferent from that because you're saying, listen, over time, this is going to grow. This stops you the insanity of it's going up, I've got to buy it. It's going down, I've got to sell it. It's like, I'm going to do this in a calculated manner and build my savings over time. That's basically what pensions do in the stock market. You make a pension payment every month, it does this. But your pension expected returns are almost nothing. You're never going to retire on your pension. That is the dirty secret that nobody wants to realize, is you're never going to retire. And that's why, your job as a wealth manager is help people navigate that fact, is they need to figure out what it is they're trying to do here. So if you're young and you start getting involved in this, you're basically getting a stake in the internet in 1997. What is it? I mean, this is game changing because now you're being a VC investor, a technology investor, and a crypto investor, and a visionary all at the same time. Maybe. So why not take that risk? Because if you're less than 30 years old, hell, this is the opportunity because equities are all-time record valuations. Bonds are all-time record valuations. Credit's all-time record valuations. Real estate's all-time record valuations. So your expected return from those assets is pretty low. But this is wildly different.
Raoul Pal also said that the bear market and recession may seem difficult and scary, but they also give investors huge opportunities. Keep calm and carry on. Stick to your framework. Relentlessly test your hypothesis and keep an open mind. Filter out the noise and focus. Opportunity comes out of crisis. I'm looking to add to ETH and getting wildly bullish bonds and am averaging into high beta growth.
I think it's too early for most. I think we're in the early discovery phase of what this all means. And look, I'm really deep in all of this space. And I've reached out a lot on Twitter to talk to the leading people at NFTs. I know where it's going. I have no idea how to approach it. And people say, oh, just go and buy a piece of art. I think all of that stuff's going to go to zero. Not Beeple, but, but just the kind of stuff that's around now. Here's 10,000 apes smoking cigars. That stuff's just not worth anything. And so I don't think it's the place to learn. So I think it's the time to just watch Real Vision videos on it, listen to some podcasts, just absorb it. I don't think it's the time. But if you want to stick your toe in, get an OpenSea and just start checking out what these projects are. But I think you're going to go there and go, well, I have no idea. How do I know this? I mean, because we all can walk into that crappy art shop in our local town and all of that stuff is worthless and it always will be worthless. Sure, you might find something you like. Great. And maybe you should open a wallet and put it in and just figure out how it works. And you can do that for, $50. Fine, do that. But don't go into that trying to get rich yet because you won't know how to do it. I try and answer people. I try and do as much. It's getting increasingly difficult because I've got so many followers, but I'm very active and try to be as helpful as possible and try and be a thought leader. If you want to learn more about this crypto stuff, I set up an entire free channel. Real Vision's not free. It's only It's only $250 a year. That's all for the traditional world of investing. But for crypto, I'm so passionate about how important this is. We created a free channel. Just go to realvisioncrypto.com or realvision.com/crypto. Input your email address. There's interviews with all of the most amazing people, all of the thought leaders, talking about the future, where we are in the present, everything from technical analysis and charting through to the future of the metaverse. And it's all there, and it's free resource for everybody to use. So you've got no excuse. Don't turn back to me in 5 years' time and say, why didn't I know? That was the driving factor here.
Bitcoin and Ethereum look bound for significant losses after losing vital support areas. Nearly $300 million worth of long and short positions have been liquidated across the cryptocurrency market over the past 24 hours. Data from analytics platform CoinGlass shows that the losses accelerated shortly after Bitcoin dipped down below $28,000, and Ethereum lost $1,800 as support. So, do you think Bitcoin adoption in the future will overcome volatility issues? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching.